If you're ready to get started, whether it be buying your first investment property or buying your second or third investment property, you can set up a time with Sana and I and our team. We'll pop in a link in the comments for you to book this call. And it is meetme.so/property twins. That's meetme.so/property twins. So you can set up a time using the diary link. And I guess we look forward to speaking with you very, very soon. Hi, everyone. Today we are talking about a few market updates and also shedding light on some of our values at Property Twins. We are just obviously hopping on to discuss these few things. Obviously, we wanted to touch on the values piece because a bit has happened in our business. July was a relatively big month for us from a business point of view. And this month, our start of the new financial year, has given us an opportunity to revisit our values as a business and what we stand for and what our team means for us. So yeah, and plus I guess we're going to touch on the whole RBA rate rise discussion as to what's going to happen over the course of next week. So let's start with the market update then as to what's happening, right? RBA is meant to announce next week. As you may be aware that RBA actually meets first Tuesday of every month, effectively apart from January. Firstly, this is about to change down the track because there's a bit of an overhaul of how often RBA meets in the future, but currently, RBA is expected to meet next week. So as we all know, RBA have been rising rates since May 2022. I think it's been about 12 or rate rises or thereabouts in this time. And that's, as you would be aware, it's primarily due to inflation. Obviously, things are costing more to hold, and RBA wants to pull those prices down, and RBA want people to spend less money, which will push prices down and bring inflation down overall. So inflation had peaked in around about December 2022, and this current year that we are in, calendar year 2023, a lot of fixed rates are coming off. I think it was estimated to be about 800,000 loans or so that are coming off fixed rate. So they're coming from something like 2% odd all the way to close to 6%, if not more than 6% interest rate. So repayments are rising significantly, which is impacting people's budgets. So that means people would spend less money or have less disposable income, which will bring inflation down. So yesterday, 26th of July, the Australian Bureau of Statistics released Consumer Price Index CPI data. And that CPI data is looking positive in that it came at 0.8% for the quarter, like as in the inflation only rose by 0.8%. And if you annualize that figure, that works out to be 3.2%. But obviously, RBA is obviously looking at a running balance. So it's effectively brought down inflation from what was reported previously, 7% down to 6% annualized. So what does that mean for you as a borrower or as a homeowner or a property investor? So in terms of rate rises, so the prediction firstly for this number, like that 0.8%, prediction was, but by the big four banks, so Westpac thought it would come at 1.1%, ANZ had predicted 1%, NAB and CBA both thought it would come at 0.9%, but it came back even better at 0.8%, like a lower figure. And I was watching this video by Alan Kohler of the ABC, and he said RBA obviously use this metric, and they say if this metric is more than 1%, there's a chance of rate rises. If it's equal to 1%, then there's a chance of holding rates. And if it's less than 1%, then there's obviously, potentially no rate rise. So from that respect, it's a good figure, 0.8%. Having said that, there are some parts of the economy or some services sector where inflation is not pulling back yet, and it's still quite expensive. So quite a few economists believe that RBA are still going to raise rates. Obviously, the forecast has been dropped, like anywhere from 54% to 29% of a chance of rate rise next week, first Tuesday of August, 1st of August. And also just note on that, right, like most people have said that they think whether it's August or maybe even September, there is at least one or two rate rises left in this cycle. And then hopefully we are done for some time and things will just hold. I guess from our perspective, though, from a business point of view, we've got quite a number of clients looking to purchase right now. We've seen an increase in inquiry in terms of people wanting to do things. We are entering a very busy period from our perspective, and a lot of people are getting in touch to get into the market right now, which is indicative of the times. It's indicative of the times, and in that if as we come to the rate rise, and end of that cycle of rate rises, then people know it's stable, things are stabilizing, and now they can take action and have a bit more certainty with their numbers and their cash flows. So let's see what happens next Tuesday. I know the numbers are positive, but there is still some chance of a rate rise still. But in good news, hopefully it's really towards the back end of all rate rises altogether. Yep. Thanks for sharing that. Now I want to move to our values, right? We've gone through some really big weeks in business, and I'll come to that in a moment. However, our team caught up a couple of weeks ago to determine what are our top values, and we went round the table with everyone saying what drove them. And from that list of values between all of us, we decided on 3 values, and these were care, loyalty, and responsibility that really drive us. Diving into these values, really, care is the heart of our business. We deeply care about our clients, our team, and even our business partners that we get to work with. The reason Property Twins was established was to make a positive impact on people's lives, to give them the advice that we never received in our own journey as property investors, as individuals who were seeking for good guidance. We do that through listening to people, through understanding, addressing their needs with compassion and empathy, which really drives us. Caring is a driving force in effectively every decision that we are making in our business on a day-to-day basis, and we get to live this every single day. Then it's loyalty. Loyalty is what we hold dear to us personally. Loyalty, I guess it's been a big part of our lives and what we've seen growing up, and it's a very it's close to our hearts effectively. So obviously with our team, we want an environment of trust and respect, and we want to act with loyalty with our team as well as our clients. And for me, it's intertwined with integrity, doing the right thing, right, when no one is watching, and being fair to people, giving them the right advice, giving them the right input that will actually help them move forward in any way. And if something's not right for them, informing them that, look, I think that you could do this, but I think this may hold you back in other areas or other aspects of your property journey. So and we learned that, right, in our own journey, when we did not receive the advice, which was costly down the track, because you need people who will just speak up to you, even if that it meant they didn't make any money from the outcomes of that advice. I guess I was speaking to one of our prospect clients this week, and they were actually a referral from another one of our really good clients. And what I heard, and I guess I don't take this lightly, is like what they had heard from this other client of ours is that it's a win-win thing. Like we tell them things as they are and as they should do, and the client also gets ahead, and that they trusted our advice, and they'll get ahead, and in return we'll also get ahead. Is it Jim Rohn who says help enough people get what they want and you'll get what you want, and that's been our philosophy, and we are focused on earning the loyalty every single day in our business and applying it with our team, with our clients. And then the third value of responsibility, which is the core pillar of our business philosophy, where we understand the impact of our actions on our clients, on our team, and on our business partners. And when we take responsibility for any decisions we make and seek to operate ethically and sustainably, and whether it's getting a deal across the line for a client, make sure they get into a property, whether that's with finance or with buyer's agency, or ensuring the well-being of our team, what they want, what makes them happy, and what makes them tick. The responsibility is really ingrained in our DNA, from where we come from and from our story, which we have shared some parts of. And why do we really share this today? Recently, well, first month of the financial year has been huge in our business. As Mona said, we are extremely busy with inquiry, with helping lots of clients, but we also had to make some tough decisions about some of our team and whether our values were really aligned with them and where we were heading and where the rest of the team were. And what we decided was we would pick values over business any day, even if it means for a little while we have to do it tough. It's all hands on the deck. But if the values are not there, then business takes a back seat, and that's how we've operated throughout. Yeah, and I guess and if people are unable to obviously reflect these values of care, loyalty, and responsibility, and we are obviously dealing with people's financial data, and people put immense amount of trust in us in advising them and being partners on their journey. So it's vital for us that whoever becomes our business partner or whoever is in our team or even our clients, that they actually are aligned with our values. Because and look, not everybody's aligned, and that's okay. And not everybody, we can't work with everyone. That's okay too. So with that, I would say that, like even in any business transaction or a deal that we are doing with a client, we would always pick our values first and foremost, because I think we are here for the long term. It's a longevity thing for us, and this is what will stand the test of time for us. And that brings me to a story. I want to wrap up with this story. I worked for Macquarie Bank for 9 years of my corporate career. Well, that's the only employer I ever worked with. And, often we would get these cab charges for taxi to go home when you were working back late. And one evening I was leaving work. It was, I think, 10 p.m. at night. And the taxi driver suggested a route that wouldn't necessarily take me home quicker, but it would mean him getting paid more for that trip. And at 10 o'clock at night, your employer's business is the last thing on your mind, when you worked nearly 12 hours in the day. And I said no. We were going to go through the certain way which would get me home and not necessarily cost my employer more. And really, I told that to my business mentor, and he said, I didn't even know, well, he wasn't my business mentor at that point, but he said to me, how you treat your employer's money is how you treat your client's money. And he obviously knew that eventually Mona and I will get into business, or the path we'll go in, but he knew that's how we would treat our clients' money. So how I treated my employer's money is how I would treat my client's money. And that's a sort of integrity I look for, or values I look for when I'm hiring my team, when I'm interviewing, or when Mona and I are sitting in interviews together. That's what we are looking for. So we might have the most smartest person on the call, but if they don't have the values, then they're not forming part of our ecosystem and contributing to our clients. So in short, we are expecting our team to deliver the highest standards with care, with loyalty, and with responsibility.